some night. I'm gonna get into another friendly league because sadly the treasure chests I have accrued make up exactly 11.97 ticks. So that means we're 0.03 ticks off of a competitive league. So gonna run with the same deck we have been before. That's an Invocation Damnation I don't think I have. Alright then. I'm gonna run with the same deck that we usually do. Nothing. 2 Frank Sanities and two Trapmaker Snares. The 2 Trapmaker Snares are a personal choice. They're more of a consideration for the online metagame. Gives us an extra Ravenous Trap, because at the board we essentially have 3 Ravenous Traps, whereas we only have 2 if I cut down the second snare for another Fatal Push or something of that nature. Because there's a bunch of living end online as far as I'm aware. But we got stuff ready to roll, so let's get into it. If you have any questions about the deck, feel free to drop them by in the chat. I'd be more than happy to answer. And one day we will actually be able to use the chest we accrue for the Fatal Competitive League. Alright, looks like we found an opponent, so let's get into the match. Let's see. There we go. And it is loading. There we go. This is 2 lands, but we do have a... I think I played this person before. I think they're on Death Shadow. This is alright. I'm gonna keep this hand. We need white mana. Once we get white mana, this becomes very interactive. Snare is alright. And I definitely like turn 2 Glimpse. Mountain. Goblin Guide. Well, this is taking a turn. Well, let's hope we get some white mana. It's not that, but hey, it's something. I'm just gonna play this right now just so I can try visions here. Discard until they have 7 cards in hand. Sure. Goblin Guide, okay. Two triggers. We're probably gonna try to draw a card before the second trigger goes off. Damnation, sure. Just hope to get a land out of the second trigger. That's Orb. Not quite what we were looking for. Only on 1 land though, so we got that going for us. Mesmeric Orb and pass. Hopefully we get a white source at some point. And I'd be okay with giving them another land to stop getting smacked by a double Goblin Guide every turn. Oh, this is Goblins. That's where I remember this person from. This is 8 whack Goblins. Look, a second land. Goblin Guide is one of their best creatures, so double Goblin Guide opening is pretty strong for that deck. Now we're hoping for a Crypt Incursion of some kind. Well, there goes our Mesmericorp. Oh. Let's glimpse them. Well, there's 3 Goblin Grenades in the graveyard, so I feel a lot more comfortable about what's going to happen next turn. Let's just drop this land. And that's my dog being an asshole. Nothing new. And at this point right now, it's not really about winning in the next couple turns, it's about not losing. Damnation is a solid something that will hopefully work out for us if we don't get whacked. I am liking the sound of Crypt Incursion right about now, but will getting us 3, 6, 9, 12, 18 life. Shelldock, okay. Goblin Shrine. Cool. Never liked card advantage. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna not cast Damnation here, because I don't like dying. I mean, this puts me dead to 2 burn spells, but following Damnation, I can basically have a lock on the game. So I see 3 Lightning Bolts in their graveyard already, and if they had something to play, they would have done it already. So now we're hoping to... Okay, we get Lightning Bolted. We're at 1. Not quite scared. And now we're hoping to ride to not get killed by a haste creature and ride the Glimpse Train to victory. Okay, no. It has haste, and that means we're dead. Okay. That's happening. Alright. Probably should have... Well, I mean, I didn't have Damnation at the time, and I thought this would burn, so... Let's snip their list. And we can definitely... Goblins is eminently beatable. We have some cards that are so absurd against them, it's almost unfair. Let's see. Verdicts. And what do we trim? Oh wait, the things actually don't do anything. Frags, and probably useless. Meal. Yeah, this is probably it. I mean, Crypt Incursion's pretty useful. Cantripping is not awful compared to... It's better than it usually is against burn. I mean, they're running mono red, so... Guess we would like to play first. This is fine if we have black mana. There's still a turn 2 play, and it's not awful. It's gonna lead on an island, and hopefully we get to play the strip mine game with Ghost Quarter. It's always fun. Okay, 1-1. Let's just get Mesmeric Orb down here. Figure it out from there. And following that, we have Fatal Push for a Pile Driver, and we can, yep, there's a Pile Driver. Fraying Sandy if need be. I think I can take one hit. Kind of want to use my mana more efficiently. Like, well, I get hit for 4 here without a hasty goblin. And then we pass. And now this also makes our breaking much more efficient and mills them off of a Fatal Push, which is pretty nice. This is actually not that bad for us right now. Okay, get a 14. Awesome. Double Fraying Sanity is not always where I want to be, but when our opponent isn't really producing the strongest clock, damn, does it feel good. And then we can break him for 32 next turn. Good stuff. Goblin Chieftain. Okay. I think we're still alive, though. Let's just kill Goblin Pile Driver. And go from there. Oh. Goblin Chieftain has haste. Don't know why they didn't swing with it. Okay. Yield to Mesmeric Orb. This lag is becoming a problem. Breaking, target them. Blue black. And mill them for 32, essentially. And they have a Thunderous Wrath? That's some spice. Even if it is a singleton. That's just disgusting, actually. Thunderous Wrath to the face? What is that, for 5? Saw that in Legacy with Jesuit Priests. Yes, that's a lot of damage. Alright, what's not good? I could see a single Seek here over D-Sphere. Do they have token makers? This is not the version with token makers. No, it's just Bushwhackers and then the 1-mana chumps. So I don't know how useful D-Sphere is going to be. I guess, why am I taking out D-Sphere? I need to take out Surgical Extraction. It did exactly nothing for me last game. And this can at least eat Thunderous Wrath. Try-Maker Snares. Okay. And we're ready to hopefully have a good draw. And by that, I mean a draw that includes Crypt Incursion and Crypt Incursion, 2 lands, a black source in addition to those lands. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. So, best case scenario, we draw basic planes. We can play everything we have, but I don't know how likely that is. Attacks and all right. Let's see. Path to Exile, another non-white source. So I don't exactly want to be taken off of blue mana by Blood Moon, but I kind of want to have white mana at some point. I'll just fetch out basic plains now, or basic island now, and try to get. Because I don't see casting Path in the next couple turns. Oh, actually, sure, why not? Hallowed Fountain. Untapped. And then play a friendly friend Heathen Crab. And then pass to them. Then glimpse them. And then Incursion. With any of those delayed if need be by any serious amount of time. For example, I'm comfortable taking a turn off to do this if we have to kill a goblin. Whatever it is. Giant one, Rebel Master. There we go. Alright, another Gobbo. Well, I guess they're all Gobbos now. Alright, Fraying Sandy, and also Fraying Sandy. That's something good to work towards eventually, I guess. Go to 11. Goblin Grenade's kind of terrifying. Bolts me down to 8. Let's hope I don't die next turn. That'd be nice. Not dying is the key to a lot of things. I kind of have to glimpse them here so I can capitalize on my Crypt Incursion, but I think I'm... yeah. I think I'm blocking with Crab. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so I'll gain 27 life, which is super cool, but Legion Loyalist, okay. Bolt me down to 5. Attacks. Let's hope there's no Goblin Grenade. Okay, trigger. Trigger. Well, Mesmeric Orb, okay. Alright. Block. So I got down to 2 here. Well, actually, first strike trample. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't see the difference between going down to 2 and going down to 1 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, going down to 1. They don't really have anything that... Like, they have pulsar goblin grenades, so... Yeah. Alright, why not? If they can kill me, they can kill me. My turn. Okay. Draw step. Well, let's go for it. Goblin Grenade is a sorcery. Okay, so... Pass. I'll do it in response to their attempted bolt, so I won't die. Well, I mean, there's... End step. I have one card in hand. Goblin Grenade's a sorcery. Goblin Grenade, where is it? There. Is a sorcery. Okay, on untap step, sure. I will eat their graveyard and go to a life total far from 1 life. Try to preserve some of that living. Christ, come on, work there. And if they don't have exactly Lightning Bolt in hand, there we go, 31 life. Sounds good. Now we can play Fraying Sandy and Path next turn. That'll be pretty nice. Blood Moon. Well, now we're off blue mana. That's not good. It's not good at all. Let's hope we hit something good off of Goblin Guide. Okay, we get Path. Still Path. And Legion Loyalist. Blocks. I'll block the 1 because I see no reason not to. They really shouldn't be attacking the Legion Loyalist because I'm going to block it anyway, and attacking the Goblin Guide doesn't really help them much. Let's see. Yep. Mel's on for 3. Well, let's not tap the red mana. Well, non-red mana. Play Mesmeric Orb and figure out how to win from there. Basic Island will be a start. Basic Plains would be perfectly adequate as well, though. Shattering Spree. Alright. Still attacking the Legion Loyalist. Not sure if that's the wisest move. Okay, well, it's Path again, but at least we're not gonna... At least it's not relevant. Because we're gonna mill over it with Mesmeric Orb and try to hit something fresh. So they have me on a 6-turn clock. Alright. I can take Fatal Push. Alright. Probably gonna kill a Goblin Guy here. Just to slow down the clock. Crypt Incursion. Actually, I think I'm gonna let the Fatal Push go just so I can draw Crypt Incursion here. Let's see. Block. Alright. And then just draw Incursion. Because that puts me even farther outside of the range of where they can kill me from. attacks. Still attacking the Legion Loyalist. I really can't understand why they're doing that. They're only milling themselves for another one. But, hey, I'm not complaining. Just bewildered by this information. Well, don't really want to draw Hedron Crab right now, so definitely gonna kill a Goblin Guide. Well, that's another 27 damage. I mean, 27 life I can gain off of my opponent's graveyard right now. Gonna hold on to that damage for, that life for right now in hand, because I can probably just make it an even larger number, and I can wait. Like, yeah, I'm at 9 minutes on clock, but that's 9 minutes, and I'm Mesmeric Orb in the field. Okay, another land. It's something. That's Pile Driver, Pile Driver, Pile Driver. So all 4 Pile Drivers in the yard. So the only threat that could become actually large enough to threaten a 40 plus point life total is off the table for good. Alright. Gonna tap one mana just so I can not draw Fraying Sanity. Goblin Grenade targeting me. Okay. Well, I'll go to 10, I guess. And mill one. Alright, mill them for a bunch. And sure, let's do it now while they're hellbent. Either graveyard, go to an unreasonably large life total. Yep, and now the Goblins player has 7 turns to hit me for 2 damage at a time to put me to 40 and take me to 0 from 49. Or they can concede. That works too. Alright, well. League record 1-0. Not bad. Let's get into another game. And now we wait. And hope to find a good matchup, or at least an alright matchup that's not exactly running well. Best scenario for that would be probably Death in Texas, which we pretty much destroy. Their whole Flicker, if they're on the Flicker Wisp, Blade Splicer, and Draven Inspector plan, we kind of trash them pretty easily, but if they actually get a lock with Lead and Arbiter or slam an early Thalia, they're pretty hard to beat. But with our luck, for the most part, it's usually turn 2 Thalia while they're on the play. And we have to figure it out. Or turn 2 Lead and Arbiter, but I try to fetch early to avoid that. And join match. Let's get into it. Hopefully go first. Something of that caliber. Oh, thank you. Yeah, goblins. If we draw Crypt Incursion, goblins is pretty hard to lose to. I don't like this, but I'm gonna keep it because we're one land away from Crypt Incursion, which is busted in a bunch of matchups. Archive Trap's free, and we can play Mesmeric Orb. So, with a Hallowed Fountain, this hand is great. Otherwise, it's okay. It doesn't look great with the more birds. Okay, if this is what I think it is, then we should have an alright matchup. Especially if it's Vizier Company, turn to Mesmeric Orb is awesome because they taps a whole bunch. And didn't find the blue source we wanted, but if we can find I think at this point it's actually more important to find a white source so you stop them from comboing off. Just present some form of resistance to their turn 3 kill. But double Archive Trap is really nice, and if we're going to race them, these are the tools to race. We just need blue mana. Alright. Our opponent is currently reading in the tank about Mesmeric Orb, thinking about previous lives, mistakes they've made. But the fun thing is Mesmeric Orb interacts pretty favorably with Devoted Druid because every time it untaps to make another mana, they mill 1. Now, it's good if we do that if we force them to try to do that at instant speed because they can pretty much almost deck themselves trying to make enough mana to cord for whatever they need to. It's bad, however, when they have Eternal Witness in hand. They, on their main phase, make infinite mana, deck themselves, and Eternal Witness back whatever they need to finish off the combo. So always yield to that, because they're going to be a... Good thing we got rid of at least one Eternal Witness. That is the bane of our lives in this deck. Devoted Druid. Okay. Well, we kind of need that... white mana for Path to Exile. Alright. Because they have a whole bunch of mana anyway. This is blue mana. This is not white mana. Alright, so... we can either leave up Crypt Incursion, or we can play Glimpse. I am partial to playing Glimpse, because I want to mill them, but leaving up Incursion means that if they have Walking Ballista or Rodos in the graveyard, we can eat that. But they have to have that in the top 3. You know what? This is fine. I'll leave up Incursion because if they're gonna combo, we have the tools to stop them. My Pearl Threshold lands. Yes, I would be so happy with Cephalid Coliseum. I love Visions of Beyond because it lets you draw 3 cards, but you can't point at your opponent. And I die with them. I die when my opponent was on my opponent's upkeep all the time. So being able to point a Cephalid Coliseum at my opponent and say, "Yeah, did you draw 3, then mill 3? Well, draw 3, then lose 3, then discard 3 cards, whatever." I would love Threshold lands in Modern. Oh, look, Vizier of Remedies. Oh, look, infinite mana. And sadly, I cannot actually F6 here. But I can yield to this, and I can yield to that. and them and let them mill as much as they want, but playing literally anything will make me eat their graveyard. Hopefully, they mill for both Walking Ballista and Ronas in this attempt to make a whole bunch of mana. All right, and there's that. Cool. Oh, look, Ronas. Awesome. Can't wait to get killed by Birds of Paradise. It's infinitely large. So this hand was fine. We just needed what? The according for 5? According for 2. What could they possibly get that's 2 mana? Um, I guess I'll let it go. Sure. Pride Mage. Oh, they're gonna blow up that. Oh, that ain't cool. Well, I could, I could archive trap them at any time, and if they ever move to draw, this is tricky. Okay, shut. Okay, crap. Let's see. Collected company. Um, let's put this in the graveyard. I don't think my opponent realized they can just kill me with Devoted Druid. I don't know what they're doing. Alright, Feed Hunter, Eternal Witness. Yeah, let's try one more time. Vizier, Vizier. So I think we've got... So we got 3 Eternal... Oh, just watch. Well, there goes that dream. On the upside, this isn't actually a bad matchup. We just needed white mana to kill that Devoted Druid. And this was a risky keep, but... Hey, that's life. Alright. And... Oh, they have Walking Ballista immediately. And I'm going to let them make as much mana as they want. Best case scenario, they misplay here, and we can try to gain life to get out of range of Walking Ballista. And... yeah. That is the best case scenario. But yeah, would I die more from Barbarian Ring? Probably not. Like, Burn's not a great matchup anyway, so I don't really see how Yes, Barbarian Ring would make the deck better, but I feel like making my deck better is a lot more useful than not having another deck in the metagame be slightly stronger. Because yes, for all the times I died to Barbarian Ring, I have the Cephalid Coliseum leg up on every other deck in the meta, which might not be that much, but it's something. I'm going to make them tap a lot of mana for no reason. Okay. I mean, I can... X equals 21. Oh, that ain't good. They could have just killed me with Rogas. I don't know what they're doing. Okay, F6 for a second. Hopefully they stack the triggers incorrectly. That is the hope. Real question is, do I show them... Well, I mean, actually, no. They're just gonna kill the Walking Ballista, but... Yeah. Alright, well, there's that. Upside, we saw most of the deck. So... I feel like we could have won that matchup real easy. Double Trap is so powerful. We just needed... We even had the removal spell in hand. So, against this deck, we just need to fight the combo. And we can pretty naturally deal with anything else. Unlike the old Malera Company decks, or Podless Pod or whatever, they're pretty bad at playing a plan B. Yes, I recognize that I provide Barbarian Ring with Threshold, but but who's gonna run it besides Burn? I don't really. I would much rather, if it made my Burn matchup a little worse, but made my deck stronger overall by having Cephalid Coliseum, I would not really care, because it's still really nice to have a leg up, and Burn's not the only deck in the metagame. So I'd be fine with them having Barbarian Ring. I don't even know what the rest of the Threshold lands do. I think one gains you life. I'm gonna have to look that up later. Kind of want Hide and Seek to eat their win cons. D-Spear is not 100% necessary. Yes, it is. Bridge is nice. Fatal Pushes are good. Mesmeric Orbs are great. Trim Breaking. Trim Fraying Sanity, because that's not exactly what I want to be doing when I'm dying to combo. I guess Trim Incursion also. Oh, it is Grave Hate. I guess they're on the other combo also. Crabs I need removal. I need Incursion over Bridge. I guess Trim Snares because I need to be doing stuff on the early turns. And as good as Archive Trap is, I need to be more interactive against this deck. And I really hope they don't have Leyline. They boarded in the entire 75. My god, the madman. Alright. Also, this hand's fine. Jesuit Priest, the entire 75. Let's see. Yeah, I want blue-white. Hallowed Fountain. Untapped. Usually I lead on island, but I kind of want to Seek on turn 2. Let's see. Devoted Druid. Okay. It's something. It's not everything, but it's something. Really wish I had some Archive Traps here, but I've milled someone for 80 in one turn before. This is not the worst. I guess Jun... I don't know. Would Jun play Barbarian Ring? I don't know. These are the questions. I guess sure, I'll just corpse. Alright, Kataki, Vizier, Voice of Resurgence. Alright, they certainly brought in the entire accompaniments. Honestly, it's not even that bad when people bring it in. Not bringing the entire 75? Oh, they're really trying to win Archive Trap. And in doing that, they're giving me more time to draw and play Archive Trap. Let's not take damage off this one. Sure, let's... Well, I want to do it on their turn. Well... I mean, I'm going to be tapped out because I want to do it before their draw. So let's seek, target them, and see what their win cons are at the moment. We don't get to see their hand, which is not great, but taking a win con feels pretty good. So, yeah. So they have a Vizier of Remedies. They have So they have one Vizier of Remedies in their hand. Well, did I see 4 in their deck? Well, it might be only 3, but... Alright, now what do we want to eat out of this deck? Walking Ballista or Ronas? Ronas the Indomitable or Walking Ballista? Let's eat... I want to eat Ronas, but Walking Ballista is hard to interact with, so sure. Because I can path Ronas to eat Walking Ballista. Sure, we don't get the value of the life gain, but I'm not playing this card to gain life. They have 2 combo outlets, and we just need to drop an Ensnaring Bridge of some kind, or really anything. This hand's not spectacular as a Turbo Mail hand, but whatever. Really wish I had an Archive Trap here. Voice. Okay, they have a 2-2. I like a... That's something I can play later. That's something I'm heavily incentivized to play later. I can wait on the voice. What hand did my opponent keep? Oh. Well, this verdict's getting worse and worse. At this rate, Supreme Verdict is quite literally only going to shrink Kitchen Finks' power by 1. That changes things. Yeah, I don't really want to take the big hit. I can Surgical Finks out of the graveyard. And Offense of the Foremost? I don't even have What is it? They certainly did that thing where they sideboarded their entire 75. This is not untrue. Though I don't know how well we stack up against this hand. I think we're probably going to want some kind of Ensnaring Bridge. Let's take a more accurate picture of their deck with their hands. So they have a whole bunch of stuff that I can go back to. Okay. This is on my turn. Persist doesn't happen. And then they make a 1-1. Soon to be bigger. Devoted Druid, alright. Are they stuck on lands? Yeah. Oh, but they have Abrupt Decay, that's a problem. Well, hopefully they'll decay the orb and I can safely hold on to the Ensnaring Bridge that I will hopefully draw. Because it would really suck to lose this here. Purely because we ran out of gas. Oh, okay. Land. Damnation would be nice. Abrupt Decay. Why pick it up? I don't think I was the plan of having the orb. Let's see. For Druid Witness Decay. They probably path my thing? No? Really? Oh, let's block first. So they can't path it before I block. Because I know they have path, might as well use it now. Hopefully get another land on my deck. Like hoarding for something? Okay, X equals 3. Rex Sage. Well, here's to either having a Wrath or a Ensnaring Bridge. Alright. Well, guess I'm gonna blow up that elemental with Fatal Push. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Kind of have to kill it now. Well, or they can make infinite mana, but they can make infinite mana, but I've eaten their Walking Ballistas, so they theoretically can't kill me right now. Theoretically be the upper ward. Eternal Witness, getting back something. Cord for Ronas. Don't know what they're making that much mana for. Alright, well, that didn't exactly go well. I feel like we could have grabbed game one with a slightly better draw of a white source, but hey, it doesn't exactly work out always, so 1-1, not awful, perfectly adequate. Alright, let's get into the game. Jordan match. This has 1 land, 1 archive trap. This is not enough to keep. This is alright. Oh, awesome. And we have all of our colors. Alright. Yep, this hand is not very good. Actually, no, no. Not quite sure how his hand is against Shadow, but we can certainly find out. We turn on the removal more than we should, so that's not great, but... Shadow's like a 40-60 matchup in their favor. Let's see. Fountain untapped. And crab and then go. Next turn, I'm not quite sure. If we draw fetch lands, I'm going to crab into fetch. Otherwise, not quite sure. I might just thought scours themselves. A risky line. I mean, they're at 50 cards in library, so it's not that risky, but... Actually, I've seen Death Shadow players thought scour themselves when they're at 10 cards in library. And some people just don't learn. Really wish I had an archive trap here, but not enough to keep the 1 land Ghost Quarter hands. But Ghost Quarter is good against Death Shadow. And here comes the big fish. As is tradition. Well, at least we have 2 chump blockers. So what we need now is some level of ensnaring bridge, fraying sanities, or archive traps. Well, that's 2 Cold Guns commands down, and most lists I've seen run only 2 and 1 claim to fame. But I'm not exactly up to date on most recent Death Shadow lists. Not exactly gonna block here, because... Yeah. Because my life total is not in danger, and I still have lands to play. Okay, on the second moon, what are we doing? I mean, as scary as 5/5s are, I usually only have one of them, so they usually put me. Death Shadow usually puts me on like a 3-turn clock and gives me some kind of time to find a removal spell. What's happening? Snapcaster. Oh, Fatal Push. Alright. I mean, well, I guess they don't have double blue, so they can't hold up Snap Stub, but. Well, let's hope for that. I mean, it's something. I think I want to. Golem Slam. Shadow, Shadow, Shadow. Tassiger, Gurmag. So they only have 3 threats left in their deck. So I need to kill Gurmag Angler. And I'm up to block Gurmag here. With my crab. Well, there goes Damnation. Hopefully they just take push. But that would be incorrect. Stop murdering my speakers. Dude, I don't even know what the problem is. Like, if your speakers have a problem, then they can file a suit in civil court. If there actually is an audio problem, if someone would like to articulate that in the chat, I'd be very appreciative, so I can actually try to fix the problem. Because that's a pretty vague request there to stop murdering your speakers. I'm not entirely sure what I can do. I mean, Path or Ensnaring Bridge are all right draws here. I'm just gonna push the... So now I'm not blocking with Crab, because now I'm on the draw path plan. And I am gonna push Snap though. Good 7. Serum Visions. Riding the Serum Visions train. Okay. Lots of scratching. Well, looks like I need to try to upgrade this setup here, because just basic laptop shit's not gonna work out. Oh, if they fatal... Okay, Death Shadow, that's a 2/2. So, not as scary as it could be. I'm gonna pass. Snare's not where I wanted this late in the game. I mean, hopefully they draw fetch land. Well, they did top. Terminate. That ain't good. Well, we are dead. So, against Death Shadow, our plan is to either try to erase them, or try to become much more interactive. So in come Blessed Alliances, these spheres. Out goes a Crypt Incursion because their damage output can just outdo us. In comes another Wrath. Hide and Seeks, as much as I like, don't really do it because they're like half a fog, and they only work early game. Trapmaker Snares are nice, but I'm not a huge fan of them because early game they just get either countered by stub or taken out of hand with Inquisition. I can't take out Breaking because our plan is to race. I am okay with trimming one Surgical though. And Visions is pretty nice. So this is the usual configuration for Death Shadow. So it's not an amazing matchup, but it is winnable. With some luck and with our opponent being a schmuck. This is nice. We get to play a control game. They start to pick apart our hand, but we have 3 pieces of removal and 1 piece of pseudo. Well, that's not exactly removal, but it reduces the quality of their deck. Oh, nothing turn 1. Alright. 1 Regrave. Tapped. I'm just gonna plow ahead and slam Mesmeric Orb because if we can just get Mesmeric Orb down, that will work as our engine for the rest of the game, and we can just bank on removal spells from this point on. If it resolves, of course. Which I sincerely hope it does. Because it usually takes a little bit before our opponent actually sees any of our stuff as worth countering. Aside from like Glimpse, which they can obviously see what's powerful relative to their number of cards in the library. But Mesmeric Orb is honestly one of our best cards against Death Shadow. Thought Scouring themselves. Oh, Thought Scouring us. So they learned. We lost a Glimpse and an Oboro. Would have liked that Oboro. But we can try to play the surgical game. And it is a guessing game, but we can still try. I don't think they have a such milling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I think they might have Tasker. But I don't think they have Gormag. Let's always yield to this. Calling out his commands. I might surgical that later if we can try to slam in Snaring Bridge. I'm actually 100% into circling that if we can slam in Snaring Bridge. Okay, they're delving aggressively. And they left behind the one thing I wanted surgical. How nice of them. Alright, cool. Well, this lets us try to Blessed Alliance and Path. So I like this plan. Well, I'll let them untap. I don't like firing off Path very early because I don't know how many basics they have, and it's so. I think so. They have 2 swamps against Death Shadow. Path can be better swords because they don't run that many not fetches. They don't run that many basics. So Ghost Quarter. So a land destruction plan is on the table if we can draw Ghost Quarters, but always the case. Make them a second attacking creature, and hope they don't have a counterspell. Oh, they just went for it. Nice. Okay. And best case scenario here, their hand is all removal. Alright. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna get a... Well, I kind of want... Sure, Goblet Shrine. And just gonna run out Fraying Sanity. If they had a counterspell, they would have played it. And this should speed up our theoretical clock. This is actually not a bad position to be in right now, because the Death Shadow deck is pretty nice. Swords is great against Death Shadow. They have a fun... Yeah. I wish I could run Swords. But Death Shadows... They have a lot of air, and it might take them a bit to actually find things they want to be playing. So we can just sit on this stuff and just try to eventually kill them with whatever we draw. Thought Scours us. Yep. Aw, we didn't get the trigger. Alright, well, there's a land, and now we pass. I am gonna surgical Kuldon's command at some point. But at some point it's not now. At some point will probably be when I draw Ensnaring Bridge. Ensnaring Visions. If they're... Yeah, Swords in Modern would probably not kill Death Shadow. Actually, maybe. It's entirely possible. But Swords would be pretty sweet. Check. If you're just watching for the first time, one of the most fun parts about this deck, not the best parts, not necessarily the most competitive, but the most feel-good parts, is having your opponent scry, then realize that they mill over the cards before they draw with Mesmeric Orb. And it just feels good. It's not necessarily something that actually makes sense, but it still feels good. And now... Yeah. Cool. Gurmag and Thoughtseize. Sweet. And now I'm just holding up Surgical Extraction as a pseudo counter spell to Snapcaster Mage. And this is how the draw go rolls. We usually play a bit more proactive, but I'm cool with this. I'm not dying. That's the important part. Well, here. Let's fire off a glimpse, see if it works. I don't think some versions run Counter Squall, and all right, we're in it to win it. And now they're down to 12 cards. Yep, they doubled up on the Battle Rage. That actually might have been there before, I have no clue. But they did bring it against the... Alright, what do they have left to find? Do they fail to find? They fail to find. Feels good. It feels good to fail to find. Death Shadow. Okay. So I might just Surgical Stub here and try to hardcast Archive Trap. Well, I'm definitely going to Surgical Stub. But I don't know what I'm going to do after that. I might hardcast Archive Trap. I might just continue playing the control game. But if there's an end in sight, I'm going to go for it. Yep. Push, push, push lands. So they do have 2k commands, but they didn't bring in any artifact hate, so Ensnaring Bridge will work if we can get it online. I have not run Ensnaring Bridge all night. Well, not that I remember. So they can't exactly snap back anything that could matter. So they're not playing bolts. Well, I mean, this isn't actually a revelation. This is just most versions I've seen run 1 or 2, so as not to get handed their ass by Mirren Crusader of all things. I don't know why I'm saying of all things. I've got handed my ass by Mirren Crusader plenty of times. And that's that. They have 0 cards, and they move to draw. But yeah, the whole 3 fatal pushes in hands, that's the kind of Death Shadow hand I want to see. Because they don't really do much. But, if we... The whole... I'm trying to gather my thoughts here. Single target removal is not great against us because our crabs don't really give a shit about that because we only have 4. What else? Snares. What did they bring in? They brought in K commands. Well, they had those anyway, likely. They didn't. I don't think they actually changed their main deck at all. Well, they probably brought in Battle Rages, so I don't think this changes at all. Gate Visions. Oh, turn 1 Visions because they're delving for a snare and go from there. But as I said before, getting down Mesmeric Orb early is paramount to actually trying to play a decent game against Death Shadow. This hand's fine. Thoughts on Collective Brutality and Manic Scribe in the deck. Manic Scribe I don't like because all too often you play it turn 2 and it just sits there until like turn 7 when you can turn on Delirium. I will keep this hand. And Collective Brutality, I actually have not tested it at all. It might actually be worth it against combo decks, but I tested Inquisition and stuff, and I didn't test Thoughtseize. I tested Inquisition, and Inquisition wasn't really worth it. So having more removal could be nice, and I could see it being good against what is it? Like Vizier Company, having more interaction, but right now, my expert interaction slot is taken up by... What is it? By Blessed Alliances. Speak of the devil. I'm gonna play Shelldock later. I just want to get maximum value out of this crab. Because I don't see us having a turn 3. Cycles Wraith. Hopefully plays a fetch land. There we go. The main point is that it's versatile, and yes, it's true, but as versatile as it is, Blessed Alliance is also hella versatile. It's good against... You know what's really good against? The Scourge of the meta, Mono Blue Illusions, because you can make them untap 2 creatures and make them sacrifice both of them. Though, in all seriousness, it actually is quite... Let's see, instead, I'm not going to just Archive Trap them and give them a free Delve threat. They can wait their turn for Delve threats just like everyone else. So that's 2 stubs down, both K commands down. I like it. Oh. Kill Crab. That's disappointing. Yeah, I'm just gonna slam Shelldock because I don't really see them playing a must-answer threat here. Aside from, well, a must-answer threat that they can actually attack with. I'm gonna take Ensnaring Bridge because if I can get them down to 20 cards, that should lock down the game completely. They have their Coalesce commands in the graveyard, and I don't see them getting up to 5 mana producing lands. Untapping creatures. Dude, no joke. That's won me a game before. But Blessed Light is also good because it's great against burn and it's free. Gonna play the island here just so I can play around Stubborn Denial. But getting 4 life is good in most matchups where I need just a little bit of time to race. And making someone sack a creature is pretty good in most matchups. I can see how Collective Brutality could be nice, and it has the added bonus of dropping cards out of my hand for Ensnaring Bridge. But, how you say? Thought sees me. Okay. How to put it? Blessed Alliance is more reliable in multiple matchups because a lot of the top decks only attack with 1 creature at a time, namely Eldrazi Trog. Drawing 3 cards is going to be awesome here. Hopefully. Because now I get them to 19 cards, and when they attack, they either sacrifice the Snapcaster Mage, or they get to play something in response to counter it, and I get to draw 3 cards. Or whatever. Target opponent sacrificing an attacking creature. I'm not going to 2-mode this because I want to cast Visions Beyond, and I'd rather have a second mode be draw 3 cards. I have 5 cards in hand, which makes me kind of uncomfortable, but okay. Opponent's gonna tank. We mill them for 10 more, and then we have our Ensnaring Bridge online. we draw Glimpse, okay, Death Shadow. Cool. It's a 4/4. Screw it. Let's draw 3 cards before they have the chance to delve. Awesome. Archive Trap. So they have Ferocious online, sadly. I can just hard cast Archive Trap and then Shelldock out the Ensnaring Bridge. Yeah, that would work. That would require them tapping out blue mana, though. Okay. So, stub. Well, let's play the land anyway. We can just hard cast Ensnaring Bridge if they do not agree with this. Path, there's Shadow. And then we have a backup bridge, which is pretty nice. Oh, they're doing it. The Madman. Actually, I think we want them to try to counter Ensnaring Bridge. So we can then just so we can get the Archive Trap and get the other Ensnaring Bridge down. Alright. Bam. And then we pass. They have 17 cards in their library, and we are going to have 2 Ensnaring Bridges on the field. Feels pretty good. I don't know how many mass artifact removal spells they have, but they do have double red, though. But they have little to no reach regarding where they can throw their damage around. So, Searing Visions, they will not get the cards they top unless they have another one. And they only have 1 blue source, which is pretty nice. So at this point, it appears we are hellbent for leather, which is an alright place to be. Especially when you have a Ensnaring Bridge on the field. Cool. Blue-black. Let's glimpse them. And put them to 1 card after draw. Figure out how it goes from there. We can slam the Shelldock Isle later. But the important part right now is that... Alright, there we go. Got it against Shadow. So we are 2-1 at the moment. What we lose to? We lost to Vizier Company. Well, actually, we lost to not drawing white mana, but we still lost to Vizier Company. 2-1, not bad. 1 more win, and we should actually have a competitive league this Saturday, because we should actually get over that 0.03 ticks hump. That's preventing us from turning our treasure chests into the ticks we need. Join match. So we have 2 rounds to win a match. 2 matches to win 1, so let's go for it. 4 lands is a bit much, but we have the thing that wants lands, and we have an Archive Trap. This is not bad. We don't really have an engine besides Crab, but Crab's a fine engine, so I'm not even mad. We can also try to play around Blood Moons eventually. But if this is Dredge, we're kind of screwed. Like, Dredge is a 60-40 matchup in our favor because we main deck 3 Surgical Extractions. But if we don't draw them, we don't do anything that really stops them from going off. Though it's entirely possible that we erase them if our opponent gets careless, but most dredge opponents don't do that. They just dredge a little bit in the early game and just completely stop. Just one moment, I'm gonna go plug in this computer. Our opponent continues to remain in the tank, in his ancestral homeland, well, in their ancestral homeland of the tank. If they'll ever return, we do not know. It appears... Oh god, no. Oh lord, no. Why is it this? Why is it always this? Come on, just guy control and not some form of Nahiri. So, here comes our absolute worst matchup. Blood Moon Nahiri. I'm considering just fetching basic swamp so I can preserve our fetch land. But they could not have Blood Moon. This is a possibility. Hope not. God, I hate this matchup. Like Death Shadow, there's a bit of back and forth to it. There's play. This matchup, there's just nothing. It's just sitting there and either getting Blood Moon out of the game or sitting there on Emrakul. Alright. We have to hope they don't have turn 2 Blood Moon, because we have the extraction, so this is our only chance to actually try to kill them. If they have it, we're screwed. Well, we're not screwed. We have 4 turns of lands to play. If they have it, though, we are unhappy about the situation. And unlikely to be able to come back after they shuffle in Emrakul the first time. Dang it, man, that got me fantasizing about playing with Cephalid Coliseum. That card would be so much fun. Target player. My god. Our opponent is either double queuing or slow. Or both. Which is even worse. So Surgical Extraction was perhaps the if this is what if they're on, I think they're on, that was the best draw we could have gotten. But then again, this deck also runs freaking Gideons, and I lie awake in a cold sweat at night thinking about getting into trials. All right, their turn. Do they slam Blood Moon? Arid Mesa. Okay, they fetch. Ruined Halo. Not that I'm aware of. Let's make them target. Let's hope they go for Archive Trap as opposed to Hedron Trap. Well, there's Blood Moon. But we need to hit we need to Surgical the Emrakul, otherwise this is all meaningless. I don't know why it's taking time off our clock here. Okay then. Okay, Ruined Halo. They're still in the tank about Ruined Halo. Figuring out exactly what it is they want to try to name. Perhaps they're aggressively Googling our deck list, trying to look up the stream, even looking up so they can see our hand. I don't know. if they slam Gideon, we have 4 paths to deal with it main deck. Emrakul, we have 2 incursions, 3 surgical extractions main deck. At the sideboard, of course, we have a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah. Name's Archive Trap. Cool, not grab. Oh god, this lag's not good. Nope. Why is it taking so much time off my clock? Alright. Well, at least we get to Surgical Emrakul early. Alright, and now we wait for this to load. Their hand is Lands and Wrath. Wow. I mean, I think... Now we just get... Oh, I guess they get the Wrath eventually. So they have Chalices, but not much else. Let's see. 1 second. We just went from 3 to 4. I don't understand what that means. Oh. People, I guess. So, yeah. Well, there's that Emrakul. It's in the yard. Okay. Everything gets shuffled back in. And now we're gonna... They have Blood Moon, so now I'm gonna go... I'm just gonna get a basic Swamp. So I can... Do I want to glimpse them now? Or do I want to wait so I... Or do I want to wait to... Frank Sandy glimpse? 3. Their hand was what? Oh. Lands and Wrath. They could chill on 2, but next turn they go to 3. They did go first, so... Yeah, I'm just gonna glimpse here and figure out and send you next. And there's my dog being that. Alright, well there goes that, and now I pass. Alright. Sandy plus glimpse. The problem I have with that is they get to play a third. They have Lens in hand. They're gonna play them, and then if they draw I guess they have to draw Sirius Murkai and Chalice. Yeah, that was probably the wrong move, but hey, we're still probably absurdly favored in this matchup. I'm gonna play Delta next turn. Oh god, wait a second. They have Wrath in hand, so I probably want... Yep, I want to get Delta out of the way now. I guess it's all the same numbers, just in different orders. Gotta keep getting basics. I probably should have gotten this one there. And they probably Wrath of God here. So this is actually a pretty bad matchup. We just got lucky enough in the early hand to deal with Emrakul the right way. This isn't a deck I need tempo against. Yeah, but I was afraid of them playing Spirit Guide plus Chalice. Yep, Wrath. I also wanted to get the best use of it out of the other stuff. Perhaps not, but they have a bunch of stuff that I disagree with personally. Sandy. Luckily, they don't have getting into trials if I saw correctly. And Hell Fountain Tap. Now I really just want nearly anything. Hell, even Archive Trap will work. Because they have exactly 0 o'clock on me. Barring a Planeswalker. Alright. Get the 5th land up. A Johnny. Ooh. Alright, my white source is on top. Very good. Letting a Johnny Armageddon us would kind of suck, so let's hope it doesn't happen. So we can gain what? What looks like 9 life out of their graveyard at the moment. Okay. Spirit Guide, yep. Let's just eat the graveyard right now. And hopefully rip a glimpse off the top. Alright. I guess I have protection from Archive Trap, so that wouldn't work out. Yep, 0 cards at the yard. Draw for turn. Well, that's not great. I mean, I guess it'll get an Archive Trap out of my deck. Alright, well I have 2 draw steps to find something to kill our opponent. Hopefully I don't have Nahiri here to blow up Sandy. That would suck. Spirit Halo is really putting a damper on things. Blood Moon. Okay. I know Archive Trap's not going to work here, I just want it out of my deck. So I have a better chance of drawing anything that will stop us from getting Armageddons. Okay. Cool, there we go. Okay. So, against Emrakul, we hate everything they could possibly be doing. So I know they have ley lines. I know they have chalices. So, first things first, in come the fragmentizes. Also extra page and pippin needles. And D-spheres. And Ravenous Trap. And hide and seeks. Now we have to figure out how to cut 10 cards. So, outs. Fatal pushes. Trim Bridge. Sandy's pretty nice. Trim Breaking. Trim Damnation. Because I don't know how much stuff they're actually going to have that Damnation will help against. Keep Archive Traps. Keep Trapmaker Snares because they fetch Ravenous Trap. Go down 1 Incursion. And, I guess, Trim Visions because they're going to shuffle back in. Trim a Frag. Cut the other Incursion because it's not going to be that useful. Though it does eat Emrakul, that means in order to use it, I need to hold up 3 mana to do anything. Visions. They have Planeswalker, so I guess I want to read. Wait, no. Cut. Shit. I should have cut pass. Damn it. This is theoretically alright. This doesn't stand up for Blood Moon, but not many hands in this deck will. This does stand up for Leyline, though. What are they doing? Are they bolting me? Chalice on 1. Well, there goes 2 of the cards in my hand. There goes one of our primary ways of getting rid of Emrakul. Goblet Shrine. Tap. And pass. So now our goal is to D-sphere Chalice. And then figure it out from there. And then Surgical Emrakul from there. If you have any questions about the deck, you're currently watching one of our worst matchups, so enjoy that. But if you have any questions about the deck, feel free to drop them in the chat. I'd be more than happy to answer. Ruined Halo. Okay. Pro something, probably. Archive Trap, okay. Well, there's that. So I can what? D-sphere the Chalice. Then blow up Ruined Halo. Pithing Needle, alright, that's not bad. I'm liking that. Ghost Quarter. Sure, D-Sphere, the white D-Sphere Chalice. I'm not going to D-Sphere Ruined Halo because I can blow it up with Fragmentize, and I have 3 1-minute things in my hands. Chalice. Yes, we will use the ability. Then next turn, go to town on their mana base. Or at least start Pippi Needling things. Alright. Hopefully they exile the enchantment and they don't realize that Chalice comes back with 0 counters. Okay. Frag the Ruined Halo. Alright. I can take it slow, so... Sure. Nahiri the Harbinger. And pass. I guess they could play Blood Moon, but... Johnny, I assume? Oh, cast out. Well, I guess I can fragmentize that. That works just well. Okay. Alright. Alright. On top. Cool. Let's see. So fragmentize the cast out. Nahiri the Harbinger. Okay. Play a land. And start going to town on their mana base. Start with Rugged Prairie. Will they search? Oh, they're doing it. Damn, son. Well, let's hope we hit Emrakul in the second run. Or it's in their hand, one or two. Well, let's hope we eventually find freaking Ravenous Trap. Because, yeah, they have 21 cards in library, but I'm not comfortable with many of them. Yeah, they have ley lines. Shit. I kind of have to use those fragmentizers to actually do anything, but they still have ley lines. Maybe I show a surgical ley line. Oh, Big Daddy Gideon. Big Daddy-in. Snaring Bridge? Extirpate. So he hits you for 6 a turn. Alright. Why is it taking forever to do this? Ley line, ley line. I could see them very easily killing us. Okay, draw step. Ley line. Make us a 4-turn clock for Gideon. Let's hope they have more than 2 ley lines. Their hand is Chalice Chalice. Dang. And Emrakul's still in there. Hand. So they have 3 ley lines, which is not great for us. I'm surprised they haven't played Chalice on 1, Chalice on 2 yet. But I guess I could... Do I really want... Alright. Well, I guess I'm taking the Chalices out of their hand too, making them hellbent. I mean, this gives up my defense against Emrakul, but I can't draw future defense against Emrakul if they drop Chalice. And now they're hellbent, so am I, except they have a 4-turn clock, plus Lightning Helix. And now is the point where I either get sincerely congratulated by my opponent or maximum assault. Either way, it's bound to happen. Do they have any Blood Moons left in the deck? No, they don't have any Blood Moons left in the deck. Did they board out Blood Moons? Yes, they did. And now we wait. We get smacked by Gideon, and then we hope to draw a path. Fragmentize. That's not gonna work. Now we continue to wait and get smacked by Gideon. I didn't cut any paths, so they should be in there. Simian Spirit Guide, hardcast. Well, if it's ever gonna happen, it's gonna happen now. I'm gonna get Sniper 8 next turn. It's not in their hand, though. Alright. Well, Simian Spirit Guide's going all Ape Escape 2 on my face. I think we have a pretty good we're kind of low on time. We have a pretty decent idea of what they're planning to do here. So we definitely need all the we need 3 fragmentizers, yes. Further condemnation not necessary. Bridge, Bridge is definitely great. Get this. Trim a Trim an archive trap because they're afraid of that, and trim a fraying sanity. Go from there. And well, we're on the play, so hopefully this will do us some good. Yes, we like to play first. This is a great hand if they don't have Leyline. We can try to draw into Fragmentize. I'm just hoping they don't have Leyline. God damn it. God damn it. That's just unreasonable. Well, now we need land and D-Spear. This hand was great because we could gain 15 life and eat their Emrakul. And this is why this is a bad hand. Bad matchup, because we need to get through their Emrakul and their Leyline and Blood Moon and then still deal with the residual walkers left behind. Double Leyline, even worse than regular Leyline. And now we pass. Because we can't really do much. Blood Moon. They boarded those out. Alright. Well, there's that plan. Alright. Yield to these. Chalice on one. Even better. Well, there's a mountain. Alright. What was it hearing? And this is very quickly going down the toilet. This would have been a perfectly adequate hand had I not had any Leylines. our opponent is a fool if I ever saw one. They could have just killed us with Emrakul there. Now we play in Snowing Bridge. Unless they have cast out, in which case, eh. Oh no. How many cast outs do they have? Cast out, add 2. It does have flash, so I can't exactly get it in the last second. Alright. Oh, where? Alright, that works. For them at least. Annihilator 6. And let's annihilate for 6. Alright, and that's that. Well, that was our absolute worst matchup. No bones about it. 100%. They have Leyline, Blood Moon, and Planeswalkers. We can't deal with Planeswalkers. We're kind of soft to Blood Moon, and Leyline shuts us down. On top of having Emrakul. And some versions even play Gating the Trials, so a lot of okay matchups have one of those cards we need to dodge. That has all of them. So, just like Burn has Soul Sisters, we have Bad Abomination. 2 lands, removal, damnation, incursion. That's fine. It's gonna suck against Ad Nauseam, but hey. Breeding Pool. Sprawl. Is this the extra turns deck? Okay. Bad turns. Well, I can't really deal with Planeswalkers, so. Well, that ain't good. I'd rather have an Archive Trap here. I feel naked without it. Tapping 2 for another Utopia Sprawl. Okay. This is 4 color. Wall of Ovens. Okay. Alright, Wall of Ovens is happening, I suppose. I don't even know what our opponent's doing. I'm just gonna go get blue-black. Because damnation. They're certainly ramping. They're gonna have 5 mana turn 3. Don't know how much that's gonna help them though, but they will have it. Now the path's not awful. If I don't know, I don't really know what to expect out of 4 color. I've seen Bant turns. I've seen Twiddle Storm. I don't know what this is. I don't know. This could still be Bant turns with some weird stuff, but not quite sure. Okay. This is 5-color. It's 5-color, something. Fertile grounds. Okay. Why they wouldn't enchant the untapped one, I don't know. Sure, let's get a Goblin Shrine. I'm gonna pop Visions here because I wanna either draw Archive Trap or have something to do next turn, so. Alright. Alright, well, crab's not bad. That's what we're looking for, I think. We can go to town with Surgical Correction next turn. Now, what are they doing? Let's find out. Because this is some kind of brew. If this is Death Cloud, I'm gonna be. I own my deck in paper, but I cut white, just went for purple Turbo Mill. I actually haven't. So with Frank Sanity coming out, I've considered cutting white and going Turbo Mill. I haven't tried it out yet, though I do have the Mind Funerals, the Ashiok's, the Darknesses. I have a bunch of the stuff for it because I was originally running straight blue-black, but I have not tried it out yet. Is this the Maelstrom? Oh god, why is it always Nahiri? Every time. I swear, I'm getting... Good god. No Ashiok's. Alright, I found when I was running blue-black, Ashiok was pretty... Fiery Justice. Ashiok was pretty nice, but... Then again, that's because I had a problem dealing with Planeswalkers, but I suppose you could always run Jace's Phantasm. But I'd actually be interested if you could send me a list, because I've been interested in trying out the straight blue-black version again. Let's see, run taps. I mean, at least we have Surgical for Emrakul, like, it's something. But this is not where we want to be right now. Well, let's start getting crabs out of our hand. Are they trying to hardcast Emrakul? I'm legitimately confused. Or this could be the fabled non-Emrakul Nahiri deck where they're just playing it for value. Fabled being the operative word. Oh. Well. Alright. Discards a card. Hopefully Emrakul. Yeah, let's not. Let's get that right out of there. I've had enough of these shenanigans. Sure, Emrakul. Do you want to pay life, or... I want to hold up removal, so I guess I'll pay life. Let's get that the hell out of there. Now they have 3 cards in hand, so I think we're doing better. Sad Drift for Planeswalkers. Alright. Yeah, So the problem I had with straight blue-black was I always ended up running, like, fragmentizing the sideboard, and just running a main board Hallowed Fountain or something. Though, Bring to Light, Eternal Witness, what is happening here? Obstinate Balog. Oh my god, this is Twin. This is Twin. I always had a problem with Leyline, but I mean, I still have a problem with Leyline. If you saw last game, but I'm not sure how to effectively deal with it aside from Sad Drift, and that you're still waiting a few turns to make that work. But I will I'm definitely looking into trying a different style with Frank Sandy, so I appreciate the deck list. Alright, well, there's their Emerald they wanted. The rest of their hand is what? Eternal Witness, Bring to Light, Utopia Sprawl. And now I just hold up Path Push for whatever the hell they could have. And go from there. Cause they oh god, they have primal commands. That's not great. But this is if there was ever a time I wish I was playing Blood Moon, it would still not be now because they have pretty good mana regardless with Fertile Ground stuff. But the point remains, how do they expect to cast Kiki Jiki? It's triple red. Well, let's hope we mill over Primal Command, because I don't know what they plan to do. I don't know what they're doing here either, because they have basically infinite mana. Well, I... grab and start the milling. Eventually we can work our way up to Damnation if they start pulling some shenanigans. Cut Manic Scribe for Fraying Sandy. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Manic Scribe, and Fraying Sandy seems like the real push that would make the Turbo Mill version work over a like prison-y style with Ensnaring Bridges in the main board. So, because I like Fraying Sandy, but it's not everything I thought it would be for this deck, but I'm hoping it is for that deck. Their hand is Eternal Witness and Bring to Light. So they could Bring to Light. Is that an instant or sorcery? Well, we'll find out. They could try to Bring to Light for one half of the Kiki combo, and they're getting Deceiver Exarch, or they're getting Resto. All right. Oh, Kiki Resto, that would do it. One, two, three, four, five. Well, I guess they're tapping some stuff to do some other stuff. Oh, they're just looting. I guess they're gonna try to go for it next turn, which I'm okay with. Or on my turn, at least. Not entirely sure if they see this coming. Oh, can't exactly play Ensnaring Bridge, so while they make it infinite... No, I need to hold up the mana. Not exactly attacking with by crabs, so now we pass. And we wait for their shenanigans to go on. I gotta get back to Deceiver Exarch. Or not. They're gonna wait for me to tap out or something? Well, that's not gonna happen. Alright. Kiki Jiki. Alright, I have to sequence this correctly. Create a copy. Alright, get the Deceiver Exarch. They can... because then they can just flash in Resto. Gets back Resto, so they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. Oh, they have double Resto? Shit. I need to see. Alright, well, let's try for it now. Let's path Kiki Jiki and hope to not lose. Yep, resto. Well, shit. Okay. Do I have a... Is Revolt online? No, it's not. So I can't exactly kill that Restoration Angel. Can't do much here. So, well, there goes that. If you play bridge, all the creatures do nothing. The problem is, if I played bridge, then I would have still had path and 3 other cards in hand, and I'd have 5 cards in hand. Their resto could still have attacked. Like it wouldn't have stopped resto from attacking. And I just top decked the bridge last turn. Could have tried to go on a more bridge centric plan before, but didn't exactly work out. Alright. Okay, well, looks like 27 coming at me, so... That's block. Okay. And we're dead. So their list is Bring to Light Kiki Jiki. This is twin. So, sideboarding. And try to take them off the mana they need. Definitely D-Sphere and Needle for Nahiri. Extirpate for Emrakul. Hide and Seek for Emrakul. Team Incursions will be fine. Ravenous Trap for Emrakul. And 2 flags. Trim Visions because shuffles. Trim Breaking. Trim Mesmeric Orbs because they favor a slower game that our opponent definitely wants to be playing. How many things is Fatal Push? I guess I need the extra removal. Incinerating Bridges are too good to cut, though. They don't really help against Deceiver Exarchs. I guess Trim Snares... No, I can't Trim Snares, I have Ravenous Trap. I guess... Trim Fraying Sanity, Trim Orbs... Let's see... And... I guess cut 1 push. Anything else I really need from here? I guess cut 1 incursion for an orb. And go from there. Well, let's get into it and hope it works out. Facing two Emerald decks is pretty rough. Like, we needed either a Revolt or a second white source, and this is... If I have black mana, this hand is immaculate. I can try to bank on getting black mana. This is... We have a couple turns to try. That might be a mistake, but Ghost Quarter is also not awful against whatever shenanigans they're trying to pull off with lands. I have the Innistrad Ghost Quarters online, but in paper I have the Dissension ones. They are beautiful. Foil Stomping Grounds. Impressive, but not Russian. Okay. Islands, not awful, but not a black source. I will totally quarter my island to go get a swamp if I need to. If I double trap them. Tireless Tracker, okay. Alright, well there goes Kiki Diki. And there goes Primal Command. Now I want a Ravenous Trap. Or something of that nature. Okay. They'll be able to hit me for 5 here. Yeah, that'll be fine. Best draw is Ravenous Trap. What else? Alright. And Siren Bridge is actually not bad here either. Alright, no blocks because we don't really have any blockers. Oh, that's awesome. How many heroes did they have? 3. Well, 4. Oh, they had the full 4. Alright. In combat. Block white. Goblet Shrine. Yes. would like to path the tireless tracker. But seriously, Raven's Trap is the perfect draw here. Okay, we take our 1, and they have us on a 13 turn clock. Nahiri, alright. So, draw 3 cards. Alright, this is fine. So when they minus to go take Emrakul, I'm just gonna hide and seek. This works out fine. Draw a card, okay. Six line, okay. White. And sure. Yes. Go swamp. Okay. Well, let's seek. Hopefully either Emrakul. Oh god. If they draw that Emrakul, that's gonna be so disappointing. Cool, there's Emrakul. Oh, let's take a snip of the entire of what's left in the deck. Fiery Justice is pretty sweet. Emrakul, gain 15 life, and go to 28. Cool. And now just glimpse we win. I guess they could minus for Resto. And like Colorad's command. I guess they have Colorad's commands. Yeah, let's just eat their yard. Could be denying myself 2 cards if I draw Visions of Beyond. Oh, then they concede. So that's that. That's something. Round 3, they get to go first though. But I did not see any Ley Lines of Sanctity, which is good. Begin sideboarding. Primal Command's still a problem. Well, I can go down Fragmentizes, which is nice. From Fragmentize for... Well, Verdict's gonna be hard to cast. For Cryptic Incursion. And go a Mesmeric Orb over... I guess try the other Mesmeric Orb. And go from there. Let's hope this works out. Pretty fortunate we didn't have to Ghost Core our only land in order to cast Extirpate there. In paper, instead of having 3 surgicals, 1 Extirpate, I just have 4 surgicals. It's just online. I never really got around to getting the 4th one to upgrade the deck. This is adequate. Snare finds Ravenous Trap, which is the important part. Arbor Elf, okay. This isn't great against the Kiki combo, but eh. Walrus, okay. Second line. Arbor Elf, alright. Getting their miniature army of Arbor Elves. I mean, D-Sphere and Arbor Elf's not awful. Alright. Okay, Crackstone Hills. Don't know exactly how this is going to work out because we don't really have much removal. But hey, let's try. Five for... Okay, 6 slime. I have lands up the butt, so I'm not really worried about that. 1. Get basic planes. Actually... Yeah, why not? Well, now I can't cast Glimpse next turn, so that was definitely a punt. Ravenous Trap. And go from there. So they have a 4 turn... Oh, they have a 5 turn clock on me. Oh, cool, that works out. Just fetch up Watery Grave here, and probably Path Acidic Slime. If you're watching Duncan, yes, it's a yes to the text, whatever. My God, they're flooding their board. But yeah, if you're enjoying the stream, give it a follow, because I try and do every Tuesday and Saturday, at 8 p.m. this summer. and probably after that, they're in the tank, figuring out what they want to attack with. I'm just gonna path this it. Oh, really? Just that? Cool. Like, preserve my life total, I guess. Oh, I guess they have Restoration Angel. Shite. That sucks. Should have seen that coming. Yeah. Let's see. Alright, blow that up. Okay. Can I get a Watery Grave then? They're low-key land destruction. Alright. And now let's click. Crab. Alright then. And Hallowed Fountain taps. Still triggers Ravenous Trap, so we can get rid of Emrakul. Next turn we can try to drop a Snaring Bridge. See how well that works out. Get down to 4 cards in hand. Tireless Tracker. Okay. Getting huge. Getting card advantage. Well, we have a bunch of cards in hand. The problem is we can't cast them because our opponent can blow up our lands left and right. Not exactly going to block either of these here. Well, that works out just as well. Mill with Crab. Mill with Crab. Okay. Okay. And hopefully next turn the Snaring Bridge actually does something. That's not... That didn't hit Emrakul at all. What's going on with this? I swear, if they rest out, blow up another one. Oh, good lord, another one. Oh, they're gonna use our Morel subtap to make Tireless Tracker bigger. Alright, that's fine. I was about to say, if they rest out, blow up another one of my lands, I would be very unhappy with them. And they went from 1 card in hand to 4 cards in hand. Tireless Tracker's a pretty sweet card. In hand. And on the field. One over the other, most likely, but hey. Tapping 5 for something? I really don't know. Hopefully not another acidic slime. How many do they have there? Well, I guess I'm finding out. Primal commands. Shuffle back in, search for a creature. Ravenous Trap. Oh, I gotta pay for that. Crap. Well, there's one thing. At least we get down to Snaring Bridge. Well, that's thoroughly demoralizing. Eternal Witness. Oh god, they're gonna do it again. Alright, we're in combat. I'm gonna block a tireless tracker. Well, the tireless tracker. I can take 5, but good god, that's a lot of damage coming my way. Don't feel like going to 3. Let's hope the draw lands. It's a land. Alright, Hideaway is... I mean, hide and seek would be pretty sweet. So we get Glimpse at Hideaway. Well, let's Control Z there. Known for 3. This is something I'm comfortable with popping Ravenous Trap on. If only we could get Ravenous Trap and Primal Command at the same time, but that's a bit much to ask. Pop in Snare Bridge and hope they can't deal with it. Though they do have Primal Command in hand, so it's a bit of a problem. Do they really want to try to waste it here? And the answer is maybe. Damnation would be sweet here. If I can survive. Oh, yeah, that does it. Yeah, that does do that. Alright. I think I'm dead. Yep, the 1-2 punch of Emrakul and Primal Command is pretty hard to beat. And I go to -1 life. With my Simian Spirit Guide, Metamorphose, Angel's Grace. Out of nowhere. Oh, that happened. And that's that. 2-3, pretty disappointing, but considering we ran into 2 Emrakul decks in a row, that's what happens. Well, thanks for watching, anyone.